What? Hello? Hello? I think I need to put the thing on bigger screen, don't I? Hang on. That's better. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Weather Fans Live here on Sunday, the 14th of December 25, with myself this evening. How are we all doing? I didn't realize that set up in the small little box there, but I've enlarged myself to get my big head on your full screens, eh? How are we all doing? Let's pop my head into the chat and see how everyone is and who's about this evening. So the first person in is Laura. So good evening to you. Hope you're well, Laura. We've got Frog Legs Matthew. Just waiting for the next rain band to arrive. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. I think it seems to be a bit wet for some areas, I believe. Cold Christmas, maybe, or maybe not. Well, that's how we haven't done that. I've not said what we're doing this evening. So this evening, we're going to take a look at what's happening this week, and obviously, Christmas being next week, we're going to take a look at what's happening for the air next week. Is there a change on the way? And also, we've got an announcement to make for next week, and I'll say more about that shortly. Excuse me. Good evening to our mod, Paul James. Hope you're well this evening. More chance of rising the Titanic than a White Christmas. Never know. A technical White Christmas from the Met Office is one snake of fall to make, one snowflake to fall on Christmas Day. So we'll see what happens. We'll have a look at the model output in just a moment. And good evening to our yellow friend. It's made the chat jump up. It's Rachel. Good evening to you, Rachel. Hope you're well, Rachel. For some reason, my chat keeps jumping up, so let's go back. Who else have we got this evening? Indeed, Rachel, that was Inspector Gadget. One of many songs that's in the list there I've got on standby. Who else have we got? Inspector Weather Gadget. Conjure up some snow for us, please. I forgot what it looks like. Also, we've got good evening to Audio Coffee. Hope you're well, Audio. Hope you're well. Can't you do an announcement a week early in case I won't be here? Oh, we'll do it later on tonight, Rachel. You're pregnant, right? No, it's just all the chocolate I've been eating. Thank you, Audio. Speaking of which, I've just ordered a box of celebrations from work like I had last year, like a 2.4 kilo box, which is going to come with me on Tuesday. Cats having kittens, I bloody well hope not. Well, they can't anyway because they're both females. Stormy's just saw me down there, and I've got the big cat to the side in the usual table over there. He's pregnant with quads. Yeah, if it's coming in 4 packs of chocolates, then that's more likely to be the case. Good evening to Steffi. Hope you are well, Steffi. Come find your intro. Hope you're well, Steffi. I haven't played that for a while, have I? Oops, what have I just done there? Double clicked. There we go. Has everyone got their tree up? We've had our tree up since about the second week of November. I suppose it's not covered in dust, but we won't be able to tell the dust because it's a frosted tree anyway. So what now? It's probably going to be down in about 2 weeks, just over 2-3 weeks' time already. Only how many days till Christmas now? It was 14, 12, 11 days till Christmas already. It's all completed their Christmas shopping. Good evening to James. It's a very wet and windy. Excuse me. It's very windy here as well. Excuse me. Good evening. It's very wet and windy here this evening. That's much. We'll take a look at the latest radar in just a moment. Didn't notice the wind was picking up actually when I was taking my daughter to bed a short time ago. Oh, blimey, audio. All fine here. I've now worked out that I'm allergic to coconut oil. Blimey, how did they manage to find that out? I presume it's going to be a lot of tests of some sort. Going down. We're just having a trip after Christmas. Is it for Easter? Is it your Easter tree, right? I live on that tree up here. I live with a chewer. Either it's your husband or you've got a dog, I'm guessing. Good evening to Anne Smith. Hope you're well, Anne. Just will double check something. Yeah. I thought we had an imposter then, but no, it looks like it's all well. Yeah. Still checking because James said hello again. I thought maybe we've got an imposter trying to be some big James as well. Just give me a second. Let's take that email from the bottom of the screen because it's blocking the view there. Husby has had a kidney transplant and he's at his parents for a bit, so I'm staying there too as soon as possible. So we'll have it up when he's back at home. Oh, so to hear, Rachel. Oh, wish him all the best of luck with his health and everything. Orders had tests confirm it. My dog records my allergy list is now everyone else's favourite menu. Oh, bless you. Just Steph is getting over a cold. Love this school kids to spin it round. Yeah, there seems to be a hell of a lot around at the moment. We're obviously hearing in the news as well. Many hospitals seem to be struggling with the amount of patients going in. I thought maybe it's just locally, but it seems like it's nationwide. Because our little one's not too well either at the moment, bless her. All right, I'm down the bottom of the chat. So let's have a look what's going on there with the latest weather. Just screen share. So we're having issues with seeing each other. Because everything's gone up on my end. I can see Steffi and Paul and Paul James as well. Sorry, James and Paul James. I wonder if it's a Facebook thing. How odd. Let's bring up the latest radar from Ventusky. Just come out a little bit. So we've got this band of rain through western areas at the moment. Let's put the UK Met Office one on. Okay. Is that high res? Let's put it in automatic actually, back to where it was. So let's bring this rainfall back to 6 o'clock this morning. So rainfall this morning was over western areas, and as the day's gone on, okay, it's going in like 15 minutes. We'll be here all day by the time that gets to the end. So let's bring that by 10 o'clock. So we've got rain falling over western areas towards Wales and Cumbria. By 12, it's still raining in very similar areas. That's showing another pulse of heavy rain. Actually, I'm going to change my radar because it's not coming up too clear on here. Just bear with me a second. Let's bring up the net weather. Let's make it more clearer. So at the moment, we've got plenty of heavy rain falling from western areas. There's a few light patches through parts of the Midlands into northeast England. This has been quite persistent during today and it's expected to continue. There is a Met Office warning out, which I'll just bring up on the screen. Let's turn myself off screen now so you can actually see this more clearly. So plenty of rain warnings out at the moment. This is showing about 6 rain warnings out. Let's have a look at this amber rain warning. Parts of Cumbria. This is valid from 6 o'clock today through to 4 a.m. tomorrow. So persistent rainfall across northwest England will particularly heavy over parts of Cumbria during the course of Sunday and Monday. Over 100 millimetres of rain is expected to accumulate widely across the warning area. Over 200 millimetres possible in some locations, particularly west of the area. So even though there's areas, was the word acceptable for this rainfall, it's a lot more than they're kind of used to in this area here. So it's parts of Cumbria there. Now you got this yellow warning out from the North West Midlands up through the Greater Manchester area and up into over the warning area of Cumbria. So this is saying that rain will continue through Sunday before eventually clearing away on Monday. Rain will be heavy at times with 40 to 60 millimetres of rain falling quite widely across the warning area. And by the end of Monday, over 100 millimetres across some high ground. Totals will be highest across Cumbria, where 200 millimetres could accumulate over 48 hours, where a separate amber warning has been issued. Strong southwesterly winds are also likely at times. So that's that yellow warning for northwest England into North Midlands. Then we've got these 2 other yellow warnings out here for parts of West Wales. So outbreaks of rain will move into the warning area during Sunday afternoon and clear away on Monday afternoon. The rain will be heavy and persistent at times with accumulations of 30 to 40 millimetres expected to develop widely, and over 100 millimetres could accumulate over across higher ground. So if I'm not mistaken, all that rainfall will eventually, some of it will actually go into the River Severn. So that's something to keep an eye on for those areas down the River Severn through Shropshire into Gloucestershire, Herefordshire, and then into the Bristol Channel. Just a zoom out because I think there was another rain warning a bit further south. So here is another rain warning, and persistent rain will become heavy on Sunday evening with 20 to 30 millimeters falling by midnight. Falling by midnight in places. This will lead to a chance of some flooding and travel disruption, and that's for southwest Wales. Let's zoom out because there's more rain warnings a bit further north as well. So we've got this yellow rainfall warning, which is affecting Dumfries and Galloway, Scottish borders, and South Lanarkshire. So after a short respite, further outbreaks around will develop across the area during Sunday, clearing in the early hours of Monday. There won't be a persistent heavy at times with additional accumulations of 20 to 30 millimeters quite widely, with some higher ground receiving 50. This will bring the weekend accumulation between 80 and 100 millimeters in a few spots. Strong southwesterly winds are also expected. And finally, we've got the yellow rainfall warning out for the western side of Scotland. Again, after a short west bite, I'm turning to Jonathan Ross here. But outbreaks of heavy rain will affect much of western Scotland at times for the rest of Sunday before clearing late on Sunday evening. Another 15 to 25 is expected quite widely, with a few hilly areas in the West Highlands seeing another 30 to 50 millimeters. And this will also bring the weekend accumulations to 100 millimeters in wettest spots. Strong, gusty southwesterly winds will also accompany the rain. So it is very, very wet out there for some western areas. And I think these these warnings for Monday is virtually the same ones what we got now. Tail light. There's a few more down towards the southwest. So this is valid from 3 a.m. through till midnight on to Tuesday. So a band of heavy rain is expected to become slow moving across parts of southwest England during Monday, whilst there's some uncertainty of how quickly this rain slowly moves east across the region. 20 to 40 millimeters of rain could fall quite widely, with some places seeing 60 millimeters. Given the recent wet weather and saturated ground, the likelihood of impacts is higher. And is that another separate warning from what I've just seen? So yeah, another area of yellow warning for southern Wales. Oops, that off there. Again, this is another band of slow-moving rain across southwest Wales during Monday. Again, saying that it's uncertain how quickly it's going to move east. Another 30 to 50 millimeters could fall widely, with some seeing 75 to 100 millimeters. So it's looking wet for these regions here. There is another yellow warning. Oh, there's actually an amber warning. Actually, I've realised there's actually an amber warning just there. So the amber warning is for heavy rain across parts of southwest, with 50 to 80 millimeters of rain quite widely to fall. Some places seeing close to 100 millimeters. This area here has had enough rain already, and the ground is so saturated. So there's going to be more risk of flooding for that area and towards South Wales. There's also a yellow warning out towards northeast of England. So that is likes of Darlington, Durham, Hartlepool, Middlesbrough, Redcar, and Cleveland, Stockton, Tees, and Sunderland, and North Yorkshire. The write-up of this is saying that rain is likely to become persistent and heavy at times during Monday through to the early hours of Tuesday. Rainfall totals of 20 to 30 millimeters are expected to build up widely, with potential for 40 to 50 in a few areas. And is that another? Or is that a separate one from what we've just seen for today? Yeah, it's the same one from Saturday, 6 p.m. through to 3 a.m. tomorrow. And there is weather warnings out for Tuesday as well, but I think that might be the remnants of that rainfall towards northeast of England, which it is. Right. Just find the radar. I'm going to bring up the rainfall forecast with the high resolution model. So this is the UKV high resolution rainfall model. So I was going to bring this forward for the next few days at least. So as mentioned, plenty of heavy rain affecting western areas. But as we're heading into the early hours of tomorrow, this rainfall just seems to stall across parts of northeast England, through into parts of the Midlands, Wales, down to southwest England. Let's bring that forward through into lunchtime. And that band is still sitting there. There's some more heavier pulses coming up there through southwest England into the Midlands during the afternoon. And that just still sits there before eventually clearing through the early hours of Tuesday. So quite a few areas there through Monday's looking quite soggy. So that rain is just the rain that in western areas will eventually clear western areas, but will just get stored across in a line from just north of the Wash through into northern England, parts of the West Midlands, Wales, down towards southwest England. And eventually, it's got given that line, could be a bit of a score line developing there through the early hours, through into the late hours of Monday, perhaps the early hours of Tuesday. I said that's expected to clear during the early hours of Tuesday morning. Some showers for parts of western Scotland there into Tuesday. Overall looking dry. That's as far as I can go with the 18Z actually. Let's bring that back a little bit and let's have a look. See if we can go further with the 15Z. So is that rainfall going clear in the hours of Tuesday? Can I go further with this 15Z? I can. So a bit of a respite there through Tuesday before more rain comes in from the west on Wednesday. Some heavier bursts in this. Could be turned quite shallow as it clears central eastern areas. Another band of perhaps potential heavy squally rain coming in from the west. More band of showers there through Wednesday into Thursday. Another band of heavy rain coming through. And another band of shower rain coming through again into Friday. So what's happening out there at the moment? Let's take a look at the bigger picture. Let's start a look at the jet stream. See what's happening out there. So currently we've got the jet stream out towards our northwest. And what's happening at the moment? We've got a weather front as we're seeing across western areas, which is in line with a jet stream, and this is where we keep seeing this consistent feed of rain. So if I put on the facts chart, actually, So yeah, the fact charts, we've got this weather front here, which is more or less aligned with the pressure. So that's why the rain's not moving too quickly at the moment. That's why it's been wet for western areas for the past day or for the past 24, 36 hours. As we head through into Monday, still got that weather front out towards the western areas, then towards southwest England. And looks like that could develop a tiny little low actually through the early hours, which will then eventually clear that system out of the way. Then into Tuesday, we've got a ridge of high pressure across the country, settling things down. There could be some showers affecting just towards the west of Scotland. Some western areas can do it. But look at the Atlantic, we've got a very deep area of low pressure out towards the western Atlantic, a 943. So that's coming out of Newfoundland as a 979. Then that rapidly deepens to a 951. So from Monday, 12 p.m. UTC, it's expected to be 979. And that's gone down 28 millibars in the space of 12 hours. So it's going through what we call an explosive cyclogenesis. And then by the time we get into 12 o'clock on Tuesday, that's down to a 943. So we've gone from a 979 to a 943, which is the decrease of 36 millibars. So that's definitely what class as a weather bomb. As I said, explosive cyclogenesis. That continues up towards Iceland on Wednesday. Winds will strengthen from the southwest through Wednesday. Send some weather fronts across the UK. And as we get into Thursday, that low still sitting towards the southwest of the UK, and we're getting another little lows coming in this westerly flow, and with high pressure out towards the Azores. Another thing to point out as well, we've also got this area of high pressure out towards Eastern Europe at the moment, so the weather fronts are exactly sweeping through what they would normally do from west to east. They're kind of getting stored, and some of these are getting pushed up towards the north. So if I bring back the jet stream, so there's the latest of the jet stream. With that blocking feature there, it's pushing all this jet stream up towards the north. We've got an arm going up towards the north, excuse me. And we've got another arm of the jet heading towards North Africa. So we've got this air of high pressure out towards Eastern Europe, and it's virtually splitting the jet stream. At the same time, we've still got this powerful jet across the UK. Oops, there's it. And heading into Tuesday, we've got that deep area of low pressure out towards the southwest of Iceland. We've got this another strong arm of the jet stream coming out across the Atlantic. The jet stream is never too far away, but as we're heading into Christmas week, we're noticing that the jet stream is getting more amplified across the Atlantic. So this could actually in turn allow high pressure to take control. So this is a bit of a different pattern here. So we've got high pressure building here. We've got the jet stream heading towards the northwest. Then it dips down towards south, down towards Iceland, back out into the Atlantic there, which is obviously not what we normally expect. So by the time we get onto Christmas Day, this is showing the jet stream coming down from a north to northeasterly, then more of a northerly, then northeasterly towards southern counties and out towards the Bay of Biscay. So that's very interesting as we head towards after Christmas there. So of course we've got a big area of high pressure out towards the Atlantic. The jet stream that's come down from more of a northerly. So let's have a look at the surface pressure charts with this setup. So it's quite entirely packed ice bars out towards the west. Quite breezy there. There's an area of high pressure out towards Central Eastern Europe at the moment. And many low pressures out in the Atlantic. We've got this ridge moving in through into Tuesday as that waterfront finally clears out towards the east. So there's that. So these Ozai ridging out across the country into Tuesday. There's that deep area of low pressure shown there into the North Atlantic. Eventually, that will bring some weather fronts across the UK. On the southern flank, we could see some little lows developing in that flow. A few days ago, this was showing perhaps a little deep area of low pressure moving across the country. But to see it's double back on itself, sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. So we need to keep an eye on Thursday to Friday if anything develops on that. So still looking quite wet and windy for some. Well, still looking quite wet and windy for the rest of this week with that brief respite on Tuesday. Then we'll start to see this Azores high starts to build up towards the west as we head into Christmas week. So also we've got an arm of the so we're actually looking at a two-way what's the word I'm looking for? Two-way attack really from high pressure. I wouldn't really say that. No. We've got high pressure trying to move down from Scandi. We've got the Azores high trying to build. We've got low pressure towards the southwest. And there's hints there of high pressure building across the UK. There's the high pressure towards Scandi. It's actually trying to extend out towards the Atlantic as we head into Christmas Day. And this is at the moment shown for Christmas Day. High pressure sat on top of the UK for Christmas Day itself. So there'll be a bit of a northeasterly flow there. And I've got a feeling, looking at this, I would think this could be a bit of a dirty high. Might be some moisture trapped underneath this. We'll have a look at the temperatures in a second. And as we continue, high pressure really starts to take effect towards the northwest of the UK. And in this flow, we're in a north to northeasterly. And as our Gav says, if you want cold weather to affect the UK, you need lower pressure down towards the Iberia. And that's what we've got there. We've got low pressure out towards Iberia. So we could be dragging in some much cooler or colder air during this time. And it's not just a weak area of high pressure. We're talking about 1,044 millibars. This has been hinted at this for about nearly a week now of this change coming into Christmas week. What does this high pressure do? It goes further west and we bring down a northerly flow right at the end of this run. And an interesting little feature there is that a little area of low pressure coming down the North Sea. And that's how we end the 12Z of the GFS, which is very interesting as we bring down this northerly wind. Let's see if the 6 o'clock run is in agreement with the high pressure at the end. So let's see if this is a one-off or perhaps a trend that's more happening. Let's go back to this morning's run. Then we'll go back to the latest and take a look at the temperatures. So getting into Tuesday, we've got that ridge of high pressure moving across the UK. We've got that deep area of low pressure towards the North Atlantic. Then we've got that southwesterly flow. This again is showing the low developing towards the southern end of that big low, keeping things quite wet and windy through to Thursday into Friday. Another ridge of high pressure there towards southeastern areas through into Saturday. Looks like another weather front crossing the country into Saturday itself. Another little low, deep low perhaps coming to northwest of Scotland during next weekend. There's that ridge of high pressure trying to build up from the Azores. So I'll work that out there. So that's the winds go towards that southerly winds there, actually from north of Scotland. Let's try and work that out then, which if that was a northerly or southerly. So yeah, as we're heading into Christmas week, we've got high pressure again trying to build across the UK into Wednesday. Looking quite wet and windy for northern Scotland there. Looks like remaining mild. So this has the area of high pressure a lot further south compared to the latest run. With the latest run, we had high pressure coming down from Scandi, meeting up with the Azores high. But this is extending the Azores high through Central Europe. And with this setup, we're bringing in a long fetch southwesterly. So that'll drag in a lot of cloud off the Atlantic. Still remaining breezy though. This is keeping it wet and windy for more northern areas, perhaps drier further south. So there's that high pressure trying to build into the UK. It's trying, but seems to be battling with that low pressure out towards the northeast and towards Iceland as well. So this has the low pressure a bit further south. And that's us at the end of that run. So with this morning's run has low pressure a bit further south compared to the high pressure sat on top of us. But the latest run has high pressure literally sat on top of us for Christmas itself. So going back, Christmas Day itself, high pressure sat on top of the UK. And let's have a look at the temperatures with this run. Let's have a look from now, actually. It's going to remain quite mild with this southwesterly flow, which we've seen so much of so far this autumn and early winter. So temperatures tomorrow, we're looking around about 10, 11 degrees. Perhaps feel a bit more chilly if you're stuck underneath the rain. For Tuesday, we've got that ridge of high pressure, so temperatures will be around about average, around about 7 degrees, range from about 2 to 4 in the north, down to about 7 degrees elsewhere, maybe into double figures down towards the southeast. Then we will see more spells of wind and rain across the country at times. Even into Wednesday, temperatures still around about average, about 7, 8 degrees. Into Thursday, again, perhaps some double figures for southern counties. So ranging from about 2 to 6 towards Scotland. And it all depends how much wind and rain we get into the back end of this week. So there's been a lot of chopping and change of how deep the lows could be at the back end of next week. Well, temperatures around about average, perhaps slightly above. Into Sunday, temperature again high single digits. And this is when we start to see things settling down. Temperatures dropping a few degrees, perhaps ranging from about 3 or 4 in the north and to about 7 towards the south. Again, we're looking at very similar temperatures into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. At the moment, as it stands with the latest GFS model, we're looking at temperatures around about 4 or 5 degrees. Let's start Christmas morning at 6 a.m. Look at the minimum temperatures. So under any clear skies, we will see a frost trapped under the cloud, which is perhaps been suggested here. We're just still going around about 5 degrees, so there could be some touches of frost to start Christmas morning. So we're looking about, 11 days away. As we know, weather, a lot can happen between now and the next few days. So you never know, it could just be showing wet and windy weather for Christmas Day. But as it stands, showing a frosty start for some areas, temperatures remaining in the mid-single digits. Into Boxing Day, temperatures again around about 3, 4, 5 degrees across the board. And we've seen any more cold air coming in. There's a hint there. Temperatures staying at or below freezing in Scotland, but that was showing that little low coming down from the north. Let's bring in so that brings us at the end of that run there. Temperatures still in the single digits. And even on the 30th of December, there's just the spell of some snow coming down with that little low coming down the North Sea. Let's not get too excited, actually. Let's not get too excited at the moment. So let me just come myself back on the screen, have a look at the... Oops. So look through your comments, because it's been a while since I've been looked at them, because I've been jumping along for the last 20, 30 minutes. Good evening to Suit. I've been chatting for the last half an hour. I do apologise, everybody. Don't worry, I've been trying to chat for that long. So yeah, good evening to Suit. Hope you're well, my friend. Sorry it took a while to say hello to you. I said that as I've been bobbed on for the last half an hour. Has anyone else come in that's arrived since I've started chatting and chatting and chatting? If only this rain was snow, I'll have at least an excuse to be active for the weather. Yeah, will be quite a lot of heavy snowfall if this rain was snow. Thursday's looking very rough with those wind predictions. Yeah, as mentioned, there was a chart a few days ago which really had strong winds coming up through the Irish Sea, perhaps reaching 80 to 90 miles an hour, but kind of backed off a bit. But something we do need to keep an eye on. That could still yet come back in the charts. Good evening to Colby Taylor. Hope you're well. I suppose there's no warning for the West Yorkshire tomorrow. You never know. You never know. The Met Office could update during the night. Still just going to any messages. Is this the wettest autumn on record? I believe not quite. I'm not seeing anything to suggest it's been a very wet autumn. I'm not sure if it's in the top 10 or not. Oh, so YouTube changed their way of showing the chat then. Change top chat to live chat in the drop down on browsers on the laptop and PC. What if it's anything to do with the updates then maybe? Just Come through you coming down. Why am I about 22 minutes behind? So I'm catching up. Going to send it weather. Even though, sorry I'm late, there's not a problem at all. Send it. Not a problem at all, Matthew. Yeah, the lows must be getting energized by the cold plunge in North America. Indeed, what's been going on for the past few weeks, just keep getting these cold plunges coming out of America, which has just been setting the jet stream right across the Atlantic, sending the weather system after weather system heading our way. It's just why it's been so wet, especially for western areas. I think we could do with that break from that jet stream. And I said there's signs of be seen there. I think we started to show it perhaps on the live last week. The hints of high pressure perhaps building for around Christmas. Let's shut down the jet stream. Maybe just for a little while. Give it. We need a break from the jet stream right now. We didn't see too much of it over spring and summer, did we? Audio is saying she's jealous of the US getting snow. I have reports of several feet in some places. Honestly, I think it might be 2021 since the last time I had a decent amount of snow here. We all hate a dirty high, don't we? It's just, well, just dull, isn't it? I don't mind clear blue, crisp winter sunshine skies than that dull, boring cloud for days upon end. Good luck if you can get through customs suit. I will still snow and boot it across the Atlantic. I'd love to see you get that through customs. But then again, probably the government will let anyone in at the moment, wouldn't they? Yeah. Dirty high sounds like some of my illegal substance dealing effort would say. I was 2 years old and remember making a snowman. It's been a while, hasn't it? I think some areas not seen about snow for absolute ages. So saying the remember the snow event in 2010 very well. Definitely do, as my brother's schools were closed that week. Yeah, I remember that because I was living in London at the time. We had quite a lot of snow in that December. Nearly at the bottom of the chat, we're 2042, so I'm still 9 minutes behind. Let's continue down. Frost and fog will be okay on Christmas Day. Yeah, but definitely frost. Take away the fog, that'll be nice. Nice, crisp start on Christmas morning. That'll be nice if we can't have snow. I will see my furry friend tonight. Let me see if I can bring him out. She's actually sitting next to me. There she is. Curled up on the sofa just there. I'm not going to wake her up, bless her. So there's Stormy asleep just there. We'll bring her into live next week, which I'll make the announcement in just after one more chart. Is it possible for wintry showers on Christmas Day and more snow coming to the new year? It's still a lot to play for right now. We saw the two differences between the 6 o'clock run of the GFS and the latest run from the 12 o'clock run of the GFS, and two quite different ones there. One had high pressure right across the UK, and perhaps a low coming down, perhaps during no man's land week between Christmas and New Year, which could bring some snow for some areas. But yet, this morning's run had it with high pressure a lot further south, perhaps more northern France, keeping many areas towards, many areas of the UK, perhaps still perhaps wet and windy, perhaps more drier further south, but there'll be a lot of cloud being dragged in off the Atlantic. So there's still a lot to play for between now and Christmas. New Year's snow would be epic. I remember many times in the late 90s when I was at high school and the early 2000s that virtually we used to have snow just after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year. Obviously, we don't really see much snow at all these days. Just going down in chat. Yeah, my faux little friend. So I'm not going to disturb her, bless her. She's actually been behaving herself right now instead of keep running beyond the bloody TV, knocking things off the side. Yeah, bless her. The paw's twitching slightly, bless her heart. Yeah, she's definitely got the right idea, hasn't she? I think I'll be sleeping not long after when we finish the live tonight. Going to watch the football on Boxing Day, hope it's not too wet. Never know. We could have that high pressure sitting on top of us by then. Speaking of high pressure, let's see if it comes up on the ECMWF weekly anomaly charts. So let's bring that up. This is from the ECMWF main website itself. Helps if I actually put it on the screen, wouldn't it? So there we go. These are the weekly mean sea level pressure charts between the 15th of December and the 22nd of December. And no surprise, really, we've got high pressure out. Sorry, we've got low pressure out towards the Atlantic and high pressure out. Sorry, we've got high. Come on, not higher. It is high pressure out towards Central Eastern Europe. As I mentioned, this is why we've got this southerly jet, which is pushing everything up towards the north and towards the south. There's the Azores high sitting also probably over the what we call the Azores, obviously. And we're seeing low pressure out towards north. Come on, get your words out properly. How long have you been doing this? So yeah, between the 15th of December and the 22nd of December, we've got low pressure across the Atlantic over the UK. And we've got high pressure towards Europe. This is giving us about a more of a southerly to southwesterly flow. But what happens when we go through to Christmas week, 22nd to the 29th of December? And look at that. We are expecting to see a complete pattern flip. So from low pressure there, then from the 22nd December through to the 29th of December, this has high pressure slap bang over the UK. So for many more southern areas, we're seeing more of an easterly flow, northeasterly flow. Further north, perhaps see more cloud. It just depends how much cloud is trapped underneath this. It looks like things could be cooling down with winds coming from Scandi. The 29th of December through to the 5th of January still has that high pressure set towards the northwest of the UK. Again, we're maintaining this more northeasterly flow into the start of the new year. The 5th of January to the 12th of January, as lower pressure starts to come back. And with that setup, potentially we're still looking at perhaps more of a easterly flow, actually. Northeasterly flow. We've got higher pressure out towards Newfoundland up to Greenland. That'll bring in winds down from the north from there. So we're looking perhaps northerly, perhaps easterly there. And not too much clear sailing there from the 12th of January through to the 19th, and the same again towards the back end of January. Let's have a look at the same charts. This time looking at the precipitation. So for the 15th to the 22nd of December, it's no surprise, especially the amount of rainfall we're getting in the next 24 to 48 hours. It is much wetter than average across the UK. High pressure out towards Europe is keeping things a lot drier there. But as we head towards Christmas week, the 22nd of December through to the 29th, we are looking much drier than average. We're not seeing that for a while since the summer. And again, high pressure still established across the UK, looking much drier than average. And then the first full week of January, looking around about average to drier than average. And we'll see it gets much weaker as we head into January itself. And finally, the 2 meter temperature for the same charts. It's no surprise with the Atlantic in full control this week. We're looking around about 23 degrees above average across the UK. And as we head into Christmas week, we are looking warmer than average towards the north. That's where you're going to have that southwesterly flow coming off the Atlantic, keep things perhaps more cloudier for northern areas. But towards the south, with this perhaps northeasterly flow, looking, not seen this for a while, much cooler than average. Then for New Year week, again, looking more average across Scotland now, and from about northern England, by the south, we're looking at temperatures for around about up to about 3 degrees below average. So we're not seeing that for quite a while. So if high pressure takes control, we are looking at much cooler conditions than what we're seeing of late. And including the 5th of January to the 12th, we're still looking cool and average towards southern areas. Then we're looking around about average from the back two charts. Right, yummy. So I'll just go back onto the chat. Got some breaking news from audio. I think that deserves. He's lost it. He's lost it. Breaking news from Lord. I've lost your message. I can't find it. In other news from Order Coffee, there are socks lost in the washing machine. Anyway, back onto the comments. Happy birthday to Andrew, says send it. I don't know who Andrew is. Apologies if it is one person. There's someone in the group chat. But happy birthday to you, Andrew. So yes, I'd like to bring up the announcement. We've gone through all the charts and the live streams at the moment, but we've got announcements because, wow, next week is going to be the last live before Christmas. So what usually happens at Christmas? We have our Christmas live. And this year we have got a special guest who will be joining us. So in the comments right now. Hang on, that's the wrong banner. Have I lost it already? So what's happening next week? Next Sunday from 7:30, it is the Weather Fans Christmas Quiz with Nodrog. From 7:30 with our special guest, Send It Weather. Send It Weather will be here on screen with us, with me, Liz, and Gordon from 7:30 next Sunday for our Christmas quiz. So make sure you have your pens and paper ready. Still filling up the details of how many questions. I think it could be 15, but we'll let you know, obviously, next week when we're doing our Christmas live. And for the past few years, I think 2 years ago we had Gav. Last year we had Gordon, which both have been fantastic shows. Last year was probably funny as hell with Gordon with his issues with his tree, if you remember correctly. But all good fun with these Christmas lives. They're getting bigger and better every year. And hopefully you can join us next Sunday from 7:30. It said it's still with us. I'm not sure if he's still around unless he's gone. So yes, he's still there. So yes, Send It will be with us with the Christmas live next Sunday from 7:30. And Laura says, we're better sortable tornadoes with winner, Liz. I know what... I'm not going to give anything away because it's not fair, but something along those lines with Liz's questions. So me, Gordon, and Liz will be having 5 questions each. Not sure if there's going to be another round yet, but at the moment, there's going to be 5 questions, kind of very similar to last year, 5 questions each, and perhaps a few other things. Well, we shall see. We and the team will just confirm what we're completely doing, but there definitely will be a quiz. Should be all good fun. So about the budgie. Bring the budgie on if you want. I'll bring the cat on. So yeah, let's wind the live down, and I just say that. Oh no, a quiz! I did badly. You'll be fine, audio. You'll be fine. I haven't quite decided on my quiz questions yet, but there will be some kind of theme, no doubt. So last year, if you remember correctly, I think I might have still have the pictures on here. So do you remember these questions from last year? We had the guest presenter. We won't be doing that again this year. That was all good fun last year. Oh, just turn that comment off there. Why on earth I've still got these on? I have to take these off to get some room ready for this year. Yeah, could leave out a gaff, could we? So yeah, it's all gonna be fun this Christmas. And obviously there's gonna be another round of Nodrog Knows. I don't know what he's gonna conjure up with this year. We shall see. But yeah, it's all going to be good fun next Sunday from 7:30. It could be at least 2 hours live. So make sure you've got all your Christmas sweets and drinks ready from, I reckon this could go on to about 10 o'clock next week. So you've been warned. So yeah, it's always good fun with our Christmas lives. They're getting better and better each year. So yeah, we're going to end the live in just a moment. Let's go down the comments. Oops, hate it when the chat jumps up. It's gone right back up the chart. There we go. Zach, see something excited there. Suit excited. Christmas quiz, can't wait. Love a quiz, no cheating, send it. Yeah. I've gone blank then. Paul James looking forward to it. If it's not science, I don't stand a chance. I said more weather will definitely be weather related for myself, and I think Liz might be doing kind of something similar to last year, but that's still to be confirmed as yet. But yeah, we'll still see. There might be some theme with Liz. We don't know. What did we do in the time to the weather the closest? We actually going to bring that up. We're going to confirm that all next week on the live as well. Because if somebody did actually watch the Met Office Weather Studio live, I did actually ask the question of some of what's the highest temperature and all that was on the live stream. Well, I wasn't there live, but they did answer my question, which confirmed, which we'll put onto the thing next week. So yeah, thank you to Suit. Thank you, Michael, on the Multiple great live streams. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining. I'm going to wind it down now because I'm gravitating on a bit. Thank you. I just want to say thank you to our Multiple James and James for moderating. Thank you for the past couple of months. Actually, everyone seems to be behaving. Not that person that used to keep coming back to pretend to be somebody. Audio, there's a live reaction I want to see. Cat versus Budgie. No. I don't want to get eaten. He won't be eaten. Especially with Storm, we should probably just play with it. Seriously, when you think she can't get any more cuter, just look at they're stretched out there. Must be hard being a cat, eh? Flat out. Oh, sorry, I didn't wake you. Hello, Stormy. You're going to give us a big yawn. There we go. No. I've had your weekly dose of Stormy. Sorry, baby, did we wake you? You're back to sleep. Yeah, thank you to Anne Smith for joining us in. Thank you, Michael and the Mods. Sounds like a band, doesn't it, from the 60s? The Michael and the Mods. What if Stormy hears the budgie? Yeah, what you see is this cat head just peering at the screen just there, trying to look for it. The cat's out of the bag. She should be in the bag. But then again, they do like to go in bags, don't they? When was the last time the UK had a white Christmas? 2023. 2023, last time somewhere in the UK, the White Christmas. Widespread, we're back in 2010. Great live streamer, thank you. And thank you to you as well, Laura. Better get 10 cups of tea ready. It could be something special if you want. It is a Christmas live. Bring all your sweets, your chocolate, your biscuits, whatever you want to bring. Next Friday's my last day in college. Is that you've done till the start of January then? Can I have the questions in advance so I can have time to prepare? No. Because we don't think we haven't got the questions prepped up ourselves just yet. Thank you, Mark, on the mods. Great stream. See you all next week. My knowledge is immense. Thank you, Send It. We'll also contact you during this week. Thank you, Matthew. Smash the like button. We'll go there one. Stay safe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, my buddy is staying safe. Your cat, no, your budgie will be safe. So don't you worry. Thank you all for watching this evening. We'll end it right there now. And if I can find Steffi's message, I'll show it below. There's credits. Thanks so much. Take care, everybody. We shall see you next Sunday from 7:30 for the Christmas Live. Take care. Have a safe week. And see you next week. Come on. How long have you been doing this? So unprofessional. It's all right, buddy. Take care.